what we're actually making right now is our face smoothing cream, and this cream we're targeting for dry, mature skin types. So because we're dealing with dry skin, we obviously want to throw in a lot of humectants in there. We want to throw in a lot of emollients as well. So that just pretty much determines the choice of ingredients that we're going to use for this product. So the emollients that we're going to use today will be avocado oil, squalane, and borage seed oil. Avocado oil is a very rich oil for dry skin because it actually, even though it's quite a very thick oil, it has very strong penetrating properties. So it actually has the ability to penetrate into the skin and provide more moisture to the areas where it's really needed. Squalane is a very light but very moisturizing oil as well. And then borage seed oil as well is an essential fatty acid. So all these three oils combined are really good oils for dealing with dry skin conditions, and that's why we've chosen these three oils today. The next line of ingredients that we need will be the humectants. Obviously, because the skin is very dry, it's also lacking moisture, so we want to put in a lot of humectants. So we're going to use glycerin and hydrolyzed with protein. Hydrolyzed with protein kind of forms a film, a protective film on top of the skin to prevent moisture from evaporating into the atmosphere and hence dehydrating the skin. And then we definitely need antioxidants. I mean, antioxidants are definitely a must for any skincare regime because they help to combat the effects of oxidative stress on the skin, which actually leads to premature aging and most of the other nasty side effects that we experience with aging skin, including loss in collagen and weakness in the elastin fibers that help to keep skin firm. So antioxidants are definitely important, whether you're dealing with dry skin or oily skin. All skin types are affected by the oxidative stress that happens, so you want to deal with that, and the only way to deal with that is by using proper antioxidants. So we're using green tea extract as our antioxidant today, water-soluble antioxidant, and vitamin E oil as the oil-soluble antioxidant. To emulsify this lotion, I'm going to be using BTMS 50 today. Unlike the last lotion, the vitamin C lotion that we made, where we used vegetal and we produced a very light, non-greasy lotion. This is the way that last lotion actually is, if I can get it out. So it's a very light, non-greasy lotion. That's the effects that you have when you use vegetal. So but today we're going to be using BTMS 50. The reason I'm using that is due to the amount of oils that I have in this product. Because I'm using a lot of oils in making this face smoothing cream, but then I still don't want the face to look greasy. I'm using BTMS 50 because it has the ability to create a silky, powdery feel on the skin, therefore reducing the greasiness in the oils. So even though you have quite a high amount of oils in this product, about let's say 2% avocado oil, 2% squalane, and 3%, about 7% oil, it will still not feel very greasy because we're going to use this emulsifier, which has the ability to actually produce that kind of skin feel. So it will produce a silky and powdery skin feel, so you will not feel the effects of all this much oils that we're throwing in. So that's what's determining the use of this emulsifier to make this product. And like I said, there are thousands of different emulsifiers in the market. So feel free to try your hands on different emulsifiers and see what kind of skin feel that they produce, and then that would help you to determine which one will be most suitable for whatever products that you'll be making. So going straight ahead into the making of the product, as usual, for making creams and lotions, you need two phases. So you need an oil phase and a water phase. Usually you want a small amount of oil phase and a huge amount of water phase to make an oil in water emulsion, which is water based. So we're going to use the small one for our oil phase, and then we're going to use this large one for our water phase. And then we're going to heat them up and then emulsify them. and then add our cool down phase ingredients. For cool down phase ingredients, we have green tea extract, rose hip extract, hydrolyzed wheat protein, vitamin E, borage oil, essential oil, and preservative. All these ingredients to be added in the cool down phase are heat sensitive, so we don't want to add them in our heated phases. So we'll wait for the product to cool and then we'll add them in. So let's get our water phase ingredients going. So for water phase, we just need water and glycerin for this one. So we need water at 76%. So water 76. Okay. And then glycerin at 2%. Sometimes it's actually better to weigh these ingredients in separate little containers so that when you go over, you can actually just, rather than mixing them all in the whole batch, because sometimes when you go over, obviously, you can't get out the excess because you've mixed it into the big batch. So it'd be a good idea to have very little containers like this and then weigh each ingredient separately and then mix them big. So that goes out of water phase ingredients, and I'm going to try and do that for this next one because I've been going over quite a lot. So I'll do the avocado oil here. I'll just clean again with alcohol just to make sure that all my equipment are sterile. And then when you do that, make sure you wipe off every last bit of the alcohol before you start using it. Best thing to do would be to just let it air dry for at least 15 minutes or 10 to 15 minutes. Of course, your hands are very clean or wearing a pair of gloves. So we'll put avocado oil at 2%. Like I said, this is a very rich oil, very, very good for dry, mature skin, very moisturizing, and penetrates quite deeply into the epidermis, so really good for moisturizing dry skin. So we're going to use at 2, and it's usually not used a lot. It's used just a little tiny bit. Mostly used at about 2% really, skincare products. Maybe 2 to 3%. So that's our avocado oil. I'm going to try to weigh out everything in separate, because so that when I go over, I can adjust that. So next we're going to weigh out the BTMS 50. We're using that at 4%. So now I've gone over and I can adjust without, having to pour away the whole batch. So this is really good to weigh out in separate containers. Excellent. So I have 4 of the emulsifier. Next, I need cetyl alcohol. Now, cetyl alcohol is not an emulsifier; it's just a thickener. It helps with the emulsification process, but you can't use cetyl alcohol all by itself to emulsify a product. It won't happen. So you have to use it with a primary emulsifier. that's why we're using it with BTMS 50. So it's just a thickener to give body to the lotion. So we're using it at 2%. Okay, that's it, 2%. So there we have avocado oil, BTMS 56 real alcohol. And the next in our heated oil phase will be the squalene. Will be the olive squalene. So the olive squalene is going to come in next, and it's going in at 2%. So I'm going for a little bit, and this is perfect because now I can adjust when I'm done. So I need that at 2. Excellent. So now I've got all my heated oil phases. I've got my avocado oil, BTMS 50, saturated alcohol and squalene, and I've got my water phase ingredients. So I'm just going to pour all my oil phase ingredients into one container. You might lose ingredients when you do this, but you know, still better than going over having to throw away the whole batch. Only if you're very accurate. I'm not. Okay. So we're just going to put them to heat up first to about 65 to 70 degrees. And then we'll bring them over here to start the mixing, the emulsification process. And we'll take it from there. So both phases are now at 70 degrees Celsius. So this is the right time and the right temperature to start mixing. So that's our water phase, that's our oil phase. I'm going to use a stick blender. Until an emulsion forms. You'll actually feel the lotion thickening up as you once the emulsion has formed, you can then get out your stick blender and use a whisk so as not to introduce a lot of air bubbles in the mixture. Then use a whisk and continue stirring to the cool down temperature, and then you can add the rest of the ingredients. The cool down temperature would be about below 30 degrees Celsius. Then you can start adding all the heat sensitive ingredients. Now as the lotion starts to cool, it will begin to thicken. So this is going to be a slightly thicker lotion, almost a cream when we're done with it. So I'm going to get my water bath just to help with the cooling. So I'll put that in the water bath. As you can see, it's really thickening nicely. The viscosity will still continue to increase as the temperature cools. check the temperature. So yes, still slightly above 30 degrees Celsius. So, so sometimes I just add some cold water just to help with the cool down process. And already I can actually see an increase in the viscosity as I just reduce the temperature of the water bath even more. So this is going to be a lovely, rich cream, really. Let's check the temperature again. So yes, still above 35 degrees. So remember to keep stirring until you get to the cool down temperature. You just have to keep stirring it. So the temperature is about right now. It's well below 30 degrees. So this will be the time to add all the lovely extracts and oils that we have for the cool down phase. The first thing I'm going to add will be my green tea extract. So while I'm whisking, I'm going to mix in my green tea extract. 5% green tea extract. Then the next one would be the boric seed oil at 3%. And then next thing I'm going to add would be the rosehip CO2 extract. So the CO2 extracts just have CO2 extracts are a very concentrated way of getting all the lovely oil soluble and water soluble qualities of a particular herb or oil into your products. It's very concentrated, so you only need it in very small amounts. So it goes in at 0.5%. So it's a very concentrated form of rosehip oil, including other things that the rosehip oil doesn't have, because it captures the water-soluble beneficial ingredients in the nut as well. So I'm going to add that as 0.5. So just going to add that in. So like I said, the rosehip CO2 extract. So what the CO2 extracts actually do is, rather than just get only the oil, so for instance you get the rosehip seed, so the CO2 extracts will help you to capture both the oil soluble actives and the water soluble actives in the rosehip oil. While the rosehip, just the rosehip oil would get only the oil soluble actives in the rosehip seed. So this is actually more beneficial, and it's very concentrated. It's very potent. So we've added that as 0.5. The next thing we're going to add will be the hydrolyzed wheat protein, and we'll do that at 1%. Like I said, this forms a protective shield on top of the skin, and help act as a moisturizer to help the skin to retain moisture. So we're gonna add that as one. Is there anything else we need to add? So the green tea extract has gone in, rosehip CO2 extract has gone in, hydrolyzed sweet protein has, borage seed oil has. Next thing to go in would be vitamin E, the antioxidant. So I think I would let it go in directly and be very careful because it's a very thick viscous oil. It'd be hard to get it out from a little container, like everything out. So I'm going to add that at 1%. Very carefully, not to go over. Perfect. So I'm going to mix it all together. Now we're going to put in our essential oil. Remember, your choice of essential oil is really down to you. It's very personal. It would be a good idea to research essential oils for the skin type that you're dealing with, for the skin condition that you're dealing with, and especially always try out the smell of the essential oil before using your products, because you don't want to have to constantly wear a product that you don't like the smell of. So you really have to work on your essential oils to get the right smell and the right therapeutic properties as well. For this product, I have chosen to use sandalwood oil because it's very good for dry skin and I love the way it smells. So I'm going to put it in at 0.5%. The essential oils really do come out very slowly. You really do have to have a lot of patience with them, don't you? Yeah, but 0.5, that's what we're going for. We'll finally get there. So that's all the essential oils done. Oh, this lotion is really lovely. So the next thing that we're going to do, as like I said to you, if you're very particular about the pH of your products, you always have to test the pH before you add in your preservative. I'm not being very particular about the pH of my products because I think that they're pH balanced already. But if you want your products to be at a particular temperature, like I said, the normal pH of skin is between 5 to 5.4, 5.5. So usually you want your products to be in that pH range. So you have to test and then make sure that you're achieving that aim if that's one of your objectives. Now the pH of this product is 4.6. If I wanted to increase it to 5, then I'll have to try adding sodium bicarbonate, in little bits until I get to the required pH. But I'm quite happy with a pH of 4.5 for mature skin. So I will not be adjusting the pH of this product. But if you do want to adjust the pH of your product, you can use sodium bicarbonate and it'll get your pH up a little bit more to the pH level that you want. So I'm happy with it. My preservative system works in this pH range, so I'm going to just go ahead and add my preservative echo at 1%. So that's it. Another drop. 1%. So I'm going to stir that all in. And then the next thing would be to put it in a jar. Because it's not a lotion, it's going to thicken slightly more than this. So it's going to be fit to be put in a jar because it's going to be really thick after 24 hours.